Hey everyone, Andrew back again and welcome to another video, and it is Saturday, so I'm back with another slasher review as part of the HORRORmans Slashback Slasher Challenge. It is week 5 and this week's theme is to review a slasher movie that has something to do with sports, so another great topic and theme, Joe. And immediately when you announced it, I knew exactly the slasher that I was going to review. And today I'm here to review 1984's Fatal Games. Perfect slasher for this theme, and I'm really glad to have the opportunity to be able to review this within the series. I was hoping I'd be able to, because this is really underrated. It's criminally underrated. I don't think I've ever really heard anyone ever talk about this movie before. A lot of it probably comes down to the fact that this does not have a DVD or Blu-ray release, and I'm sure the VHS is pretty much impossible to find now because it's not the most common slasher film out there. This is a bootleg, by the way. So that is unfortunate. Hopefully a company can get the rights to this and release this onto Blu-ray. Hopefully 88 Films can, because I think this would fit perfectly within their Slasher Classics collection lineup. Anyway, with that being said, let's get on to the review. So the storyline to this, Fatal Games, centers around a group of 7 athletes at Falcon Academy. It's a sports academy, and they have just received invitations to the Nationals, these 7 athletes in their chosen sport. So we have quite a few sports within this movie. We have gymnastics, swimming and track and field. So there's a good variety of sports on offer within the slasher. So yeah, the 7 main characters have just been offered spots at the Nationals with hopes they'll eventually make it on to the Olympics. And there's one character within this movie who is not happy about that whatsoever. That is the killer. So what does the killer have to do? Obviously start picking off these 7 characters one by one. So that is essentially the storyline. There's not really much more to the movie than that. I will quickly mention though, you do get introduced to a couple of other characters throughout the course of the film. There's a couple of coaches, a doctor and a therapist, so they all have pretty major roles within this film as well. But other than that, that is pretty much the story. So now, what did I think of this film? Now, I've seen it twice. I saw it once a couple of years ago, enjoyed it, rewatched it before doing this review, and my opinions really haven't changed. I still enjoy this one. Now, this isn't one of my absolute all-time favourites. It's pretty cheesy, and it's not one of the greatest slasher movies from the 80s. It's definitely not top-tier material, but I have a soft spot for it. There's a lot to like, and there's certainly a lot that I do like about this one. So we'll kick things off with the location. Now, I'm a big fan of locations within slasher movies. A location can make or break a slasher, in my opinion, and the location of the sports academy is awesome in this one. As I said, there's a good variety of sports on offer, so you have a lot of different locations within the academy. There's some scenes in the gym, the gymnasium, the swimming pool and the track and field. So the location and the academy was awesome. I really liked the atmosphere and the creepiness in some parts of this movie. A lot of the film was shot at night and definitely had good atmosphere for a slasher and had some creepy elements to the movie as well. The killer was nothing absolutely amazing in terms of outfit. The killer basically just wore like a tracksuit and used a javelin for the killings. There wasn't a lot of variety in terms of the kills either, because all the kills had to do with the javelin used, and a lot of the kills looked pretty cheesy. But still, I did like the kills, and I will say the kills were really well paced. A lot of times in slashers, I'm not a big fan where there's a lot of killings done all at once, and then there's long periods where there's nothing really happening. This wasn't the case within this movie. The kills were well spaced out over the course of the entire film. That being said, it's not a long film, it's only an hour and 20 minutes, but yeah, the kills were well paced out and there was a pretty decent body count as well. I also quite liked the way this movie was shot, especially in terms of the killer. A lot of the times you'd only see certain parts of the killer in shot, which worked really, really well. And back to the atmosphere and the creepiness. A lot of the times when you saw the killer, it was just the killer's shadow on different walls, which I really, really liked. I really liked that technique. Also the music, every time the killer would appear or there was about to be a kill, the same music would play, and that music was really, really awesome. I liked it, and it was kind of creepy. Remaining with the killer, and I'm not really going to spoil too much, but I really, really liked the reveal of the killer at the end. I'd forgotten about that since the previous time I'd watched the film, and everything's explained, the killer's revealed, and you know why the killer is doing these killings. So the reveal was really, really satisfying as well, and I did like the ending to the film too. Lastly, I will mention the acting and the characters. For this type of movie, surprisingly, the acting was really, really decent. All the characters were likable, and you did get to know pretty much all the major characters throughout the course of the film, which I did like. So yeah, the acting and the characters were really, really good. So with that being said, I really, really enjoy Fatal Games. While it's not one of the greatest or my absolute favourite slasher movie out there, there's a lot to like, and I do enjoy this one. So if you've never seen this one, I definitely recommend checking it out if you can somehow. And if you have seen this one, definitely let me know what you think of it in the comment section below. Anyway guys, that does it for another slasher review. Until next week, I hope you've enjoyed this one, and thank you for watching.